If you were here with me, then I'd ask you to give me a year. It's a mere teardrop off the side of your face, I ask, for nothing more. A year. Consider your features for a bit. Do you remember how you looked like? I think a simple way to look at ourselves would be to reduce our portions to beans. Our ears were beans, our fists, our feet, our stomachs, our kidneys, our hearts. We were beans, little seeds in that womb that I can't remember being in. Everyone's been trained not to forget. Don't forget the milk. Don't forget to brush your teeth. Don't forget to hand up your homework. Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. But as much as we tell ourselves not to forget, we do. And here, we think about our genesis. But how do we think something we can't remember? On memory. If only it is as natural a compulsion to eat as it is to remember, then possibly we would never forget. Two disposable arms reach out. They slip out of these little rice rectangles because they weren't made for them. Yet, I'm asked to try. But what would I know about the way odd shapes fit within the 4R frame made by my index and thumb? If anything, it's but to make me aware that with every recording comes an act.
Okay, don't get out of that screen so you cannot move too much. Justin, can you freeze yourself in? Because you see, yeah. That has a rectangle.
However, you realize when you get to travel the world on these streams. These are but little trinkets you pick up to help you recognize the places you've been. These stories, as told through grainy blends, convey the gentle tug of another, to which, without having attempted to reel in the line caster into white waters, will forever remain exotic. Some observed will notice the presence of the observer and beg for a document. But how do I capture that sheer lack of affectation towards an experience of a glittering catch? And just as salt is to its fish, you find we give ephemeral things eternal value. We become hoarders of the past generation, existing within the folds of the now, but a collector of things past. A rape of Mother Nature. Carcasses of consumption are our source of intrigue, but we never question our reasons for this obsession. When a glimmer catches the eye of the magpie, it inadvertently pursues to build upon what it already has. But of course, it doesn't know what it already has. How can it? It doesn't count, has no concept of quantity. All it knows is the day where it loses its own place, its home, to being stocked full with stones. They merely gather. It's but natural, isn't it? I keep what's precious to me in the form of binary ones and zeros. It's a considerable amount to deal with, though technology is much more organized. Documentation is as essential as the innate need to build. Memory often fails us, and we hardly think our devices do. But too much reliance on them gives us a false sense of comfort, and we find a failure in ourselves to remember. With a simple swipe of the wrist, I bring up the memory of yesterday's lecture. Or was it the day before? Likewise, with that simple sweeping motion, windows closed, lives end, and in its place, a monument. It's not pessimism which I speak for, but instead I celebrate the realization of comfort found in constructed material culture. A motion picture, filaments, $1 per frame of a second. But they escape the shot. We often lose focus. We are mindless thought bubbles floating with no purpose but to fill the next generation's lacunas. These are opportunities in which you are given a chance to become the basis of an anecdote for the future. And why this essential compulsion for connectivity? Between you and a mirror, that relationship is oddly enough the same too. There are simple narratives attached to each choice, and sometimes the best decisions are made based on simple, unadulterated curiosity. How do you remember? There's just this odd noise going at the back of your head, but you see nothing. Nothing. Then you raise a finger and try to wipe off that black speck in front of you. It flies away. I picture a sad gathering of bones. They were lonely, just as I was, in that womb that I can't remember being in. Here lies, in loving memory of,